What's up, Collider fans? Josh Macuga here with Cameron Monaghan from Anthem of a Teenage Prophet. Peyton list of the new movie Anthem of a Teenage Prophet. Congrats on the movie, man. It's a really... It's hard to kind of describe, but it's like a dark coming of age.
Yeah.
Right? But it's got that magical...
I would say that that's about accurate. I would call it a young adult movie, but I don't feel that it's pandering in the way that a lot of young adult movies are. I think that it's a movie about teens, and I think it is for teens, but it's not targeted in a way of like, oh, this is so hip for like adults making it for kids, right? Like, you guys like this stuff. It's like, no, this is like, we're just gonna make it about experiences of like what we felt as teenagers.
Yeah.
And that means that there's a lot of joy, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of love, and there's a lot of sadness, and there's a lot of confusion of dealing with like coming of age and trying to figure that stuff out.
What was the introduction to this project like? What was, how was it kind of pitched to you? Script? Was it book? Was it?
So I'd worked with the producers before,
cool.
Tina and Kim, and so they had it for so long. They had it for years, and I was always hearing about it. And they were super passionate about it, and I was too. And I was like, okay, whatever I have to do to play Faith, I'll do it. I'm in. And so it just was going around, and they were trying to find the right leading man, and then they found Cameron. So I think it all kind of came together after they found Cameron.
Did you happen to watch any old like MTV emo music videos? Because this definitely had the feel of like a 90s emo music video at certain points, right? Yeah?
Yeah, I can see that. I definitely watched a lot of 90s music videos.
For a kid that grew up in the 90s, I graduated high school in 2000, so if this movie takes place right around the same age that you are portraying in the movie, right? Yeah. And your haircut was definitely, I didn't have that haircut because my dad cut my hair every day. Like, I never went to a barber. My dad cut my hair in the garage.
No way.
Yeah, in like an old barber chair, just it was a buzz, and that's what I had. What was some of the things that people in 1997 were giving you stuff about?
It was mostly from wardrobe and everything else. Like, no one really, honestly, I don't think we really discussed. Also, we listened to a lot of music. I was given like playlists and all kinds of things, which I love. And now I even had a 90s themed birthday this year because I love the music so much. Yeah. And I wore socks with my sandals today because I thought it felt 90s.
Yeah, I think socks with sandals is pretty 90s.
The wardrobe was the best thing, and the music and everything. But I mean, no one, I guess people just told me stories from their teenage years, and everyone started reminiscing, and just like it kept bringing up things. And the school was really old that we filmed in, and awesome. That was bringing up memories for people, so it was cool.
One of the things that I always noticed was the Sportsman Walkman. Did anybody get to keep that, or?
I don't think anyone kept that. I kept so much of my wardrobe, though. I stole so much of it. But I wonder if Cameron got to take the Walkman.
Because that's where like making mixtapes for girls that you had crushes on.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I wish that was still around. Right. Nobody does anything like that anymore.
I made CDs all the time.
Yeah, there you go.
I was always throwing down the CDs. I had my little like CDR burner that I had plugged into my USB. I had gotten that.
I love that.
I was always walking around with my little portable CD player, and like it had the shock guard, but it would still always like jump and scratch. And so we were just like one generation behind you guys with some of that stuff. Like in the 90s was the hair down to here, and then in my generation it was the here. It was the Bieber swoosh.
The swoosh.
Yeah, like all that emo stuff. So we had our own hair catastrophes going on.
Do you think that like the 90s kind of, I don't want to take away anything from technology now because everything is kind of fantastic.
Yeah,
but
I know.
that 90s time when the only communication you had was like AOL Instant Messenger. Do you ever kind of feel like jealous of that at all?
Sometimes, because like the mystery is kind of nice. I feel like sometimes you know too much about people, and there's something about missing someone and not having that. Like, I wish that someone would just spontaneously show up on my doorstep one day and just be like, I'm in love with you.
Don't
like the movies.
Do you want that?
I was born 93, so I was kind of growing up with the tail end of it. So I was exposed to that to a certain extent, but I don't know. I think that 90s was such a great time for independent film that I think that a lot of those movies became iconic into the aughts. So I had already been exposed to a lot of media from that time and a lot of music. Like, I grew up listening to Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul and like all of that stuff. Like old school hip hop was always kind of my thing. So like, and actually that was like the thing, one of the first things I did when I talked to to Robin, our director. I was like, dude, we got to get some of these songs into the movie.
Absolutely. And you did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We have a pretty cool soundtrack. You know,
yeah.
there's like, we've had to fight for a bunch of the songs to be in there, but I think it's really worth it at the end. You know?
I think so too, because there are those scenes where, and like every teenager has those moments where you just put in the ear, whatever kind of headphones you have, and you get lost in that music, and you know, whether it's drinking, whether it's weed, whether it is whatever, whether it's getting lost in the music, you do have those moments of solitude in the movie that are powerful moments within it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of one of the main arcs of the character is his sort of, he is searching for escapism. He's in that quest for just a solitude and escape from himself because of the circumstances that he's in, he doesn't understand, and he doesn't quite have the means yet to understand them. He's trying to process them. So escaping into music and skating and weed and all that stuff is what he does. So like having that not be a feature in the soundtrack would have been a pretty big mistake.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of teenage movies, I feel like sometimes it's just like teens against parents, and I didn't get that from this.
That's what was a big thing for them, because, and Juliette Lewis, she's such an incredible actress, and she plays it so well, because I feel like that is the relationship with parents. Yes, there are those moments, but also there is so much love for them. And when you're a teenager, I feel like you rely on your parents more than you do as a child. Even like you need them there, even though you push them away so much, you need them there in your life. And so I feel like they did a good job with that. And I feel like Tina's such a great mother in life that she wanted to make sure that that was that was on camera and came across.
And it did. I think in teen angsty movies, you always get this look that the parents are the problem.
Screw you, mama. You know, it's like, no, it's not that. She brings so much youth to it that she always just has that natural, she kind of feels like a little bit like a teenager herself. Now, you know, in a way, she's still so talented and mature, but she has just that youthful energy that I think works so well in the dynamic with her and Luke, you know? It's just, I think it's cool that we have a positive maternal son relationship. It's not something you see a lot in
classic
movies.
What was the hardest, the most difficult scene for you to film? Because it is, again, and it's an emotional movie, and there's death and there's all that in this.
I think it's funny because this didn't even really come across on camera. But it was when I had to run up to the scene of the crime where Stan was just hit, and I just fall to my knees and break down sobbing and just like cried and cried and cried. And it was such a release for me, actually. And I was waiting around all day for them to get to my shot, like waiting around all day to do the sobbing scene. And you're just thinking about it, and the anticipation is coming up. And then I got to it, and oh my gosh, I think they just let me cry for like 20 minutes and just kept going and kept going. And then Robin would just come over, our director, and just come hug me and be like, all right, we're gonna go again. And I'd be like, okay, don't hug me though, because then I can't cry, because I'll be comforted by you.
My first introduction to you was on Shameless. Obviously, I'm a giant Shameless fan.
Thanks.
I host Collider TV Talk on this channel, so we talk about Shameless all the time. And in Shameless, you have those moments of like, you play a very serious character on that show. Do you
very serious? It's a very serious show.
It really. There are points when it is off the wall insanity, but then there's some no,
of course.
Ian Gallagher doesn't exactly have the comedic relief that a Frank Gallagher does in the show. This is probably a stupid question, but do you feel like you pull a lot from Ian Gallagher into this character?
I think that both of them pull for myself.
Okay.
I think that it's all coming from a general source. I mean, you know, without getting into like method acting, what is method acting, all that bullshit. At the end of the day, like we use our own we use our own
clap for that. Well done.
We use our own experiences and our own knowledge to inform our characters, and then we try to exist, you know, genuinely and honestly within the circumstances of what these characters would be. But I think that I have a lot of my adolescence and youth and understanding of myself put it into Ian. What was interesting about Ian was that I've been working on that movie for like 10 years, so that was like a journey of self-discovery and coming of age with that character as well. And this one, I had the little bit of the benefit of reflection. I have some level of disconnect now. I'm not a teenager anymore. I shot the movie a couple of years ago, so I wasn't that far away from a teenager, but still, I had just a couple of years to look back and go, okay, this is what I experienced, and this is what I could get out of it. But in both, we learned I learned lessons about myself and put them into the projects.
And then you don't like method acting.
Oh, just bullshit.
I know I really enjoyed the movie, and the movie's out Friday, and it's on demand. You guys can check it all out there. Anthem of a Teenage Prophet. Peyton List, before I let you go, we're going to do some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Do you want to do that?
Yes.
Okay. This is just getting to know you as fast as we possibly can.
Okay.
Do you make lists?
Yes.
Do you read your horoscope?
No.
Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Would you go to Burning Man?
Yeah.
Funniest thing a fan has asked you to sign?
Their breast. I was like 15 too, and I was like, and I was too sweet, and I was like, okay.
That's hysterical. Did you have an AOL screen name?
Yes, I did.
What was it?
I still use it with another thing, so I can't say it now.
Got it. There's a 1957 movie called Peyton Place. Do you, one, know it? And two, is there a plan for you to remake it?
Old people always came up to me as a kid and were like, that is a show or a movie or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the only other time I saw my name was when I was in Brooklyn and I was biking and it said Peyton's Playpen. And I was like, Mom, Dad, look, Peyton's Playpen. They're like, oh, let's keep riding by that,
that's
honey.
Not where you want to go.
That's not, so the two places I've seen my name.
Gentlemen's Club, if you will.
Gentlemen's Club.
What's your dream car?
Aston Martin.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Prince.
McDonald's or Wendy's?
McDonald's.
Do you sleep on your back, side, or stomach?
Stomach. It's weird.
Soup or salad?
Salad.
Babies or puppies?
Babies.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Beach or pool?
Pool.
Did you have an imaginary friend?
No, I had the worst, considering I'm an actress, I had the worst imagination as a kid. I'd be like, no, I need some real friends.
Good, I got you. You ever said, let's go out dancing?
Oh, hell yeah, every night.
Attaboy. Can you play an instrument?
Yeah, guitar, drums, harmonica, ukulele, a few.
Attaboy. Queso dip or guacamole?
Guacamole.
Comedy or drama?
Yeah, dramedy.
Soap or body wash?
Neither. Just kidding.
Have you ever brought stinky food onto an airplane?
I always feel horrible.
Do you eat cereal?
Yes, dry.
Batman or Superman? You eat dry cereal, no milk? Batman. Or Superman? Batman. Favorite SNL cast member?
Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig, I like it. Do you wash your hands after the bathroom every time?
Yes. Yeah, I think you're just trying to catch people here.
If heaven were a place on earth, where would it be?
At my house.
I like it. Sabrina the Teenage Witch or Clarissa? I don't know if you know Clarissa.
Okay, I've watched Sabrina the Teenage Witch way more.
Okay.
Especially growing up.
There you go. What celebrity do you like to speak at your wedding?
Nelson Mandela. I don't know.
He's dead, but we'll bring it back in hologram form. There you go. Dr. Dre or Snoop Dogg?
Dr. Dre. Sorry, Snoop.
Boxing or UFC?
Boxing.
Do you get car sick?
Yes.
Fish or chicken?
Chicken.
Chicken or steak?
Chicken.
Beer or wine?
Beer.
Mozzarella sticks or fried calamari?
Mozzarella sticks.
Dirty Dancing or Footloose?
Dirty Dancing.
I love that answer.
Oh,
do you own any cassettes?
Yes.
Cheetos or Doritos?
Cheetos.
Elton John or Billy Joel?
Elton John.
Are you a cuddler?
Yeah.
Are vegans just the worst?
Nah, they're all right.
Andre the Giant or Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan.
I like it. Dogs or cats?
Dogs. I'm allergic.
Would you go to Burning Man?
Yeah, I was just looking at videos of Burning Man.
Really? All right. M&M's or Reese's Pieces?
M&M's.
NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
NSYNC.
Go-to karaoke song?
Ooh, Faith by George Michael.
I like it. Metallica or Guns N' Roses?
Metallica.
When you wake up, what's the first thing you check on your phone?
Email.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Oh my gosh, Prince.
If you could be the lead singer of any band in history, what band would it be?
Oh my gosh, the Beatles.
The Beatles. You have a single coming out.
Yeah.
Along with this movie.
Yeah.
Is it amazing? It's the greatest song of all time.
Of all time.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Dance Till We Die.
That's an amazing title of a song.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what? Not enough people are dancing anymore. I know I'm going off.
Right?
Why aren't more people dancing?
I completely agree. I go out and people just sit there and they nod their heads, especially models in LA and everything. And I just don't care enough.
I am covered. I am soaking in sweat. I had 2 suits made for my wedding because I knew I'd sweat through one of them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Why should the girl be the only one to have outfit changes?
Correct. My wife had 4. Whoops, all right, let's do a few more. Martini or Manhattan?
Manhattan.
Do you floss?
Yeah.
You ever been skydiving?
No.
Do you know how to tie a bow tie?
No.
If you owned a bar, what would you call it?
Oh my
This
gosh.
is pretty easy.
Is it? What is it?
Peyton's Place.
Oh.
Finally, Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune?
Jeopardy.
Is Disneyland or Disney World the happiest place on earth?
Yeah.
Boom. There you go. Cameron Monaghan, star of Anthem of a Teenage Prophet. Dude, again, congratulations. Thanks for being on. It was
Thanks.
a lot of fun.
I think I want to change it from cats to dogs. I regretted that one as it was coming out of my mouth. It's going to be held against me forever.
He's
a cat
dog.
person. We caught him.
It's dogs.
All right.
Again, thank you, man. Congrats.
Thanks,
Peyton List, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Congrats on Anthem of a Teenage Prophet. It's
you.
great. It's on demand. It's out in theaters this Friday. You were great.
Thank you.
And you were great in the movie, and you were great here. And I think all the Collider fans will say the exact same thing. So again, thank you so much for being here. Peyton List, everybody.
Mwah.